A netizen named Leonchi encountered a bizarre experience on the train after work. The tram stopped strangely at an unfamiliar station called Ryujetsu Station. He decided to get off and find out. There were no taxis here, and there was no payphone. It was not found on the map. Weird phenomena occurred one after another. Leonchi's fate ended in the unknown. In 2004, at 23:14 on January 8th. From 23:14 on January 8th, an anonymous netizen named Leonchi posted on the 2CH forum in Japan. Chun, he seemed to have entered a station in another world and finally disappeared. Posted at 23:14 on January 8th, 2004. Maybe it's just my illusion. Can you listen to me for a moment? I just got on a tram of a private railway and I felt something was wrong. This is the tram I usually take for commuting, but it hasn't stopped at the station for over 20 minutes. Usually it arrives in 5 minutes, and the slowest is only 7 or 8. There are 5 passengers in the carriage except me. They are all sleeping. At 23:25, netizens replied and asked if it was a different type of train, such as express and ordinary or a fast electric train, or delayed reply.
The reply in real time was as everyone guessed. Maybe I took the wrong train.
I'll observe for a while more. If there are still abnormal situations, I'll ask for help again. Netizens instantly exploded like a pot. Someone suggested you go to the front carriage first to see what's going on with the conductor. In case the driver has a sudden illness, it will be troublesome. Go to the conductor's room. At 23:44 on January 8th, 2004, temporary reply. The tram still shows no sign of stopping. I'm going to check it out. The window of the conductor's room was blocked. I couldn't see the conductor and driver. This line is a private railway in Shizuoka Prefecture. Netizen said, try knocking on the window. Can you see outside from the window? Did you see the name of the station you passed by? At 0.8 on January 9th, 2004, temporary reply. I knocked on the window, but got no response. After the tram exited a tunnel, the speed slowed down. There was no tunnel on this line originally. My train departed from Shinbin Song Station. At 23:0 on January 9th, 2004, Leonchi posted and wrote that the tram seemed to be entering. It looks like a station. The tram is now parked at Ryu Station. Should I get off the train? I've never seen this station before, or heard of it. At 26 past January 9th, 2004, netizens replied that it's okay to get off. Some netizens suggested not to get off the bus, and get off at the terminal instead. At 29:0 on January 9th, 2004, netizen Lian Shibing asking when you got on this tram. The tram might have left again by now. At 15 January 9th, 2004, I replied temporarily that I had got off. This is an unmanned station. I got on the train at around 11:40 p.m. At 0:30 on January 9th, 2004, a netizen named Ting Tian Qingwei Du replied to the post. I searched it. I couldn't find the place, Ruyue Station at all. The train you took, and it actually drove for a full hour. I'll take a break. Another netizen replied that I also searched and couldn't find any information about Ryu Station. At 0:34 on January 9th, 2004, I posted that I wanted to find the timetable to return, but I couldn't find it anywhere. The tram is still in the station. Would it be safer for me to get on the train again? Just after typing this, the tram drove away. I'm going to leave the station to see if there are any taxis. Thank you all. At 0:36 on January 9th, 2004, netizens said it was good to do so. Be careful on road near the station. If there are any buildings that look inhabited, it's very cold at night. Be sure to take care of yourself. The last bus has already left around this unmanned station. Can you easily get a taxi around here? I doubted it very much. At 1:41, a netizen replied to the post and said, according to what you said, could Leonchi have accidentally entered a different dimension? At 0:41 on January 9th, 2004, delayed reply, not to mention a taxi. It's deserted here. There's nothing. What should I do? The netizen replied immediately to find the station staff, or the nearby police station, or directly call the police, and try to contact the taxi company. Now it seems that we can only ask the police. If you see a public phone booth, look up the phone book to contact the taxi company. At 0:48 on January 9th, 2004, Leonchi said, I called my family and asked my parents to pick me up, but they didn't know where Ryu Station was. They said they would check the map first and then come. I'm very scared now. At 0:50 on January 9th, 2004, netizens replied, Where are the other passengers? Were you the only one to get off? I also checked online at Alien Sheet. There is no record of Ryuetsu Station. Are you sure you are still around Shinbanka? I'll try to search on Yahoo again. At 0:53 on January 9th, 2004. Postpone posting. I've looked for it. There is no public phone here. None of the other passengers got off. Now I'm the only one left. The station's name is indeed Ryu Station. No mistake. At 0:56 on January 9th, 2004, netizens replied, "Public phone might be located outside the station. Keep looking. Why don't you go out of the station to see?" I just found that Ryu can also be written as GUI. Is it a ghost station? It's so scary. A game player. All the results I found were related to games. Write down the names of the previous and next stations. Don't tell me there's nothing written on the sign. Temporary reply at 1.1 on January 9th, 2004. What game are you talking about? On the sign, there is no name of the previous and next stops. Some netizens suggested walking along the railway and go back. Now run along the track. Maybe we can catch up with the tram just now. Since it's a station, there should be houses nearby. Reply at 1:12 on January 9th, 2004. You're right. I was panicked. I didn't expect that. I was going to walk along the railway and wait for my parents' call while walking. I tried to use the local life function of my phone to find my location, but it popped up an error message. I really want to go home quickly. There was really nothing nearby. All I could see was grassland and mountains, but I think I can go back by walking along the railway. I will keep going. Thank you all. It doesn't matter if you think I'm making up a story. Can I come to you for help if I'm in trouble later? At 1:18 on January 9th, 2004, netizens replied, whether this thing is true or not. I will try my best to help you. Of course, you can be careful on the road. The one who said to take a rest, netizens are sweet. The Youth League also replied, no problem. Be sure to pay attention to the phone's power. Now the phone is your life-saving tool. Don't go in the wrong direction. In addition, you must be extra careful when passing through tunnels. In this wilderness, do you still have signal? I think it's safer for you to stay in the station. It's cold at night, alone in a station without staff. It's really terrifying to think about. The light bulbs in the station might go out at any time, and it will be pitch black. The tracks will be even darker. There should be more tunnels ahead. So it seems that staying at the station until dawn might be the safest option. The situation is bad. On January 9th, 2004, at 1:30, my father called me. He repeatedly asked my location, but he couldn't figure out where I was. So he asked me to call the police directly. I was a little resistant, but now I can only call the police for help. Netizens replied that it would be better to wait until dawn in this strange and eerie place. Can you stay up late alone? Can you dare to walk alone? Walk through a strange tunnel? Walk on the railway on such a cold night? Can you keep walking on the unfamiliar night road? At 1:55 on January 9th, 2004, I posted it. I called the police. I desperately explained my situation, but was scolded by the police, thinking I was deliberately joking. I was scared and panicked, so I quickly apologized. Netizens replied, why should I apologize? If it's really not possible, give up the trip tonight and wait for the first bus. What does the area around the station look like? What can you see there? On January 9th, 2004, 1:57, there was a sound like a taiko drum from afar, and the sound of bells mixed in. To be honest, I have absolutely no idea what to do. Netizens replied to go back to the station and return to the original position in chaos. This is the safest way. The real weirdness has just begun. The sound of the drums and bells is tinkling, the kind that makes a thumping sound. Is there a sacrificial celebration nearby? Posted at 1:02 on January 9th, 2004. You may think I'm lying. I'm too scared to look back now. I want to go back, but I don't have the courage to turn around. Netizens reply, run, don't look back at all, and don't go towards the station anymore. You will be taken away. Now run towards the tunnel immediately. The tunnel should be nearby. At 2:09 a.m. on January 9th, 2004, PA'd temporarily. Someone shouted behind me, danger. Don't walk on the railway. I thought it was a station staff, so I turned around to look. I found a one-legged old man standing. There was an old man with only one leg. Then he disappeared out of thin air. I was so scared that my legs, and couldn't move at all. Netizens replied, don't look back, and run away. What are you trying to lead him to? No, it's not. Lianxi is being targeted by something. So if you can go back, you must go back. How do you know the other person is old? But the other person only has one foot. It should be an old man who lost one of his legs. I guess this old man, on this railway track back then, and was crushed by a tram. The soul who died unfortunately. Wait here until dawn first. You won't be afraid after dawn if you didn't get off and just stayed on the tram. Netizens replied that it's obvious. Even if they stay where they are, the situation won't get better. Passing through the tunnel should be safe. Seek protection immediately after exiting the tunnel. I can only pray that it's not the sound of a train, but maybe it's too late now. Posted at 2:13 on January 9th, 2004. I can't walk or run anymore. The sound of the taiko drum is getting closer. I'm still alive. I just fell and got hurt, and the wound is bleeding. I also kept the broken high heel heal well. On January 9th, 2004 to 35. Reply. I called my family, and my father said he would contact the police. But those strange sounds were getting closer. I tried my best and finally reached the tunnel. The name of the tunnel is Yiswogwin, and the sound was getting closer. I decided to pluck up courage and cross the tunnel. When I safely walked out of the tunnel, I will post again to report safety. At 2:46 a.m., netizens replied, "Keep going. This is the last chance. The tram and station no longer belong to the normal world. You can never go back to the original way. There is no one chasing you behind. The sounds you hear are just the past illusions emerging in your mind. Run towards the other end of the tunnel with all your strength. Once you stop, you will be trapped in the gap between two worlds. Forever, team." On January 9th, 2004, 3:10, I posted, I came out of the tunnel. There was a person standing. Following everyone's advice was indeed correct. Thank you very much. I was crying so hard. I might be mistaken for a ghost by that person. Netizens replied, "Wait, Lianxi, don't go over. Stop. There's something wrong with that person. There is someone near the railway at this time. It's really weird." On January 9th, 2004, at 3:20, which made you worry. The other person was kind and was willing to drive me to the nearby station. I heard there were business hotels and other places. I really appreciate everyone. Netizen, Hui Alien has something to ask you. Ask the other person where this is. Please confirm the place name. Can you be sure that the other person is kind? This might be even scarier than the previous encounter. In short, you must ask about your current location. That person is definitely wrong. Why would he be near the railway tracks so late? Maybe he was originally here to deal with the body and happened to meet you. Run away. At 3:29 on January 9th, 2004, I asked the other party's location. He said it was Bine, but I'm sure it's impossible. Netizens replied that alien got off the car immediately. Sorry, I want to ask where Bine is exactly. This is so bizarre. Late at night, someone was willing to pick up a strange girl who just came out of the tunnel. What was that person doing here? At 3:37 on January 9th, 2004, Lianxi posted, the car was driving towards the depths of the mountains. This area doesn't look like a place to park at all. The driver was completely silent. Netizens replied that people wandering outside late at night are not good people. The other party doesn't talk. Could it be because you've been playing with your phone? At the temporary, it's dangerous. Have you contacted your family? And tell them you were picked up after you left the tunnel. Ed quickly called the police again. This may be the last time you post. At 3:44 on January 9th, 2004, temporary reply, my phone's battery is running out. The other person's state is getting weirder. I plan to find a chance to escape. Since just now, he has been muttering to himself and saying inexplicable words. Just in case, this is my last message. After that, the poster Lianxi never appeared again. In 2011, on the RCH forum, a man who claimed to be Lianxi back then appeared. He posted that after all the hardships, he finally returned to the real world. Here is the original text. Please believe me, 7 years have passed. I finally returned to the normal world. Many things happened after I came back. I haven't been able to reply, but I know many people are still thinking about it, so I came out to explain. Later, the driver stopped the car in the dark forest and saw a light ahead. The driver kept talking to himself. I couldn't understand what he said. Then a man came towards the car from the right. Suddenly, the surroundings lit up and the car shook violently. The driver disappeared. The man shouted at me, "Why are you here? You mustn't stay here." I have dealt with the driver just now. You should leave. The scene was chaotic. The man helped me out of the car and told me to run towards the light. I was completely broken down, crying and running forward with eyes closed. The strong light stung my eyes so much. When I opened my eyes, I was standing at the nearest station gate. My parents were sitting in the car calling my name. It was already April 2011. I disappeared for 7 years out of thin air, but my parents seemed as if I had never disappeared and took me home as usual. Thank you all. Thanks to everyone. I can come back. Please pay more attention to safety. Well, that's the end of this story for this episode. Thank you for listening. Wish you all have a wonderful day.